There we go. Yeah. Hello. Hi. Welcome to a SolarLune stream, Gamedev stream. I'm SolarLune. I'm an independent game developer working on a 2D game in Godot, the Godot game engine, and it's called I Know Who I Am, if you see it up here at the top, and it's going pretty well. So yeah, thank you very much for stopping by, and welcome to the stream. Hello to everyone in chat. There's a few people in there, so hello, and thank you for stopping by to you as well. All right, so I guess for a quick update, my streaming schedule is probably gonna be something like this: Tuesday and Thursday, probably in the evening. I'm doing it a little earlier today because I have to do something later on at around 6 p.m. So the stream's been pushed up, but normally it's probably gonna be around 6 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Friday, and possibly on Saturday or Sunday. I have to kind of figure out if I want to do it on the weekends as well. In other news, everything's been going well. I'm trying to work on the game a little bit more and kind of get it blocked out a little bit. So I'll be showing a few of the changes that I made since the last stream here. So let's see, the audio should be up. There we go, okay. Yeah, so this is working pretty well. It crashed at the end there because I didn't update that map in a little while, so I guess I must have changed a name or something, so that's not really too big of a deal. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. Somebody here, Park Center. Yeah, this should be Park Center. There we go. Alright, so this is better. Something I just kind of started doing not too long ago that I need to kind of keep doing is, let's see. Something I started doing that I need to keep doing is, I don't know why I'm blanking. Basically, like, the game is designed around the main character being kind of like an alien and kind of unfamiliar with humans and human ways of life. So I started writing in a way that makes sense for an alien. Like, he doesn't really understand too much about humans, and so some of the dialogue is kind of like, you know, like an alien would say, like an alien would speak. So he says, like, it's a lighting apparatus. It's a light post, but he doesn't really get it. Like, yeah, it's convenient, but it's flawed. You know, darkness is good. It's like, no, people don't like darkness that much. And so the dialogue is kind of like going to be, the dialogue's going to be kind of like stilted intentionally. Not awkward to read, but like someone who's unfamiliar with humans and a human way of life. So he basically wouldn't know that much about things. So I need to go back and kind of rewrite the dialogue to take that into play, because I think that would be that's a good perspective, makes sense for the character. I think it would be good for the game, for the game plot and the dialogue. But overall, this is pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Looks pretty good. sounds pretty good. I think it's solid. I made a slight change to the music for the park area. That's kind of dark and kind of sad. Let me see if I can load it here. We'll turn it up. And so that's kind of just like that's the main theme of the game, even though it's kind of it's creepy here, but the main theme is going to kind of be played through at different times and in different songs. So you'll kind of like hear it from time to time, which could be good. This is what it's gonna actually sound like. So that main melody is going to be repeated through the song, through the game, different times, and it's going to be, I think it'll be good to kind of hear this from time to time. Yeah, so I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to kind of boost this sound, this feel a little bit, to have something kind of creepy. All right, so we're gonna export this. Let's see, this is my 3D. Something I need to do is move my song files, the actual Sunbox files for the song, into the project directory, because I need to upload them to GitHub and version control, because currently the actual project files are separate. So I'll probably do that next once I get this all committed. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Where is like breathing? Here, let's open it with Audacity. Right. There we go. All right. There we go. All right, so that's been updated, which is good. We got some comments in the chat. So hello to everyone who said hello in chat before. Someone whose name is Korean, I'm sorry, I can't read it, so I can't pronounce it, says, I haven't been in a SolarLune stream for a while. Thank you very much for stopping by. Well appreciated, really. Yaroslav Vaknanyan says, great stuff, keep it going. Thank you. Will do. Definitely will try to. Don Deval says, nice, tons of forward potential, loving it. Thank you. Daniel Gomes says, hi, Solar. Watch your Sunbox tutorials, great stuff. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hopefully people still find that useful. Those basic tutorials. Hopefully I'll be able to go back and kind of do those and then at some point. And then Joe and Co says, dude, I freaking love your game's art style. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hopefully that it'll be kind of appealing all the way through. Alright, so this is shaping up. Let's see if this came through in the audio. I'm just going to turn that down just a little bit. It's a little loud. Cool, so it does work. What's up with that? Alright, let's see. Oh, I don't have any transport. Okay, so let's add child node, or rather a child scene, so transport. Toward the bottom of the map, transform. Did I ever do anything with the actual collision geometry for Park Center? Okay, it's just hidden. But I didn't finish it. Alright, I have to finish this then, so I'll do that next. Let's see, so let's go ahead and make this transport here. This will be, yeah, 8 should be fine, I think. Well, we'll just make it big. There's no reason not to. And then the target scene will be maps, park, entrance, save. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and actually finish up this collision map. Shouldn't take more than a couple seconds here. We just want to do something like this. Let's see. Dio Brando says, "Are you going to do any pixel art on the stream?" Yeah, I'm sure. I'll do some pixel art. I probably will do some tiles and stuff like that, just because there's quite a bit to do still. But I don't really have need of doing like really big pixel art pieces that much, but I still definitely could. So we'll see what I actually end up doing. But yeah, definitely could do some pixel art pieces. There we go. And this should be good enough. We don't need this. Join nodes. Let's see. Jittery says, "Hello, this is my first time here. I've been watching your Sunbox tutorials and they're super helpful, so I'd like to thank you personally." Thank you. thank you very much for coming through, and I definitely do appreciate you and others having watched my Sunbox tutorials, and hopefully they'll continue to be useful, and yeah, definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is... Sorry, my microphone just seems kind of grimy now that I'm looking at it close, like around the rim of the. Yeah, it's just kind of seems kind of dirty, even though I don't like spit on the microphone. I don't know. All right, so let's see what we got here. So this is definitely looking pretty good so far. Might want to kind of adjust some of these collision boxes a little bit. Cool. Alright, let's add another one here. Let's add another few here. Fix those, and that should basically be it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that should be enough for now at least. Okay, so that's pretty good. We'll get rid of this other guy. That was just more of a test than anything. We'll save this. Let's reopen the Park Center. There we go. So this is working. Let's head over to Park Entrance. Dio Rendo says, have you ever used Family Tracker before? I don't believe I have. Or if I have, it was for such a small period of time that I basically didn't use it. So I don't believe I have. I don't believe so. We're going to make this a little bit larger. Oops. That's fine. Joe B says, just before I have to go, do you need any help with pixel art? I have a somewhat impressive portfolio and I would love to help out. Thank you very much for the offer, but I don't think so. I think I've got it pretty well covered. Everything's looking pretty much how I want it to look. I think it's going pretty well, but thank you. Dio Brendo says, if you ever need an authentic NES sound, Family Tracker is probably the best software around. Yeah, I know it's pretty good. People tend to use that for like authentic chiptunes. I think Fear of Dark uses that. Yeah, I think so. I think he uses Family Tracker, which is pretty good. Or at least I know that his songs are in like NSF format, which I believe is Family Tracker format. But like, I am not 100%. Joe B says, great to hear. Hope to see more streams and updates soon. Thank you. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to keep it up here. That's what I wanted to do. We're gonna add another. Oh, this is it. Okay, we're gonna add, yeah, this thing here, which is a grill, which I have a little bit of dialogue for. Irving Riva says, such details. Oh, wait, I missed a message up above, but Irving says, I guess he likes the little details, like the exclamation point bouncing and the step sounds and the handling of the text boxes. Thank you. I hope you become a millionaire from game development. Thank you very much. I would love to be, at least be self-sufficient from game development, or really just to be self-sufficient from game development, because I love to make it. So I'm not really making them, so I'm not really interested in like making one and being set for life. Like, I want to make games throughout my life, basically. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, hopefully this will be kind of interesting, and hopefully it'll sell enough to kind of continue game development. That's the goal. So I have a grill here that I have some dialogue for here, which is, it's a standing box full of ashes and burned paper. Actually, let me do it like this. Yeah, so let's see if this actually is understandable. Yeah, so this is... Oh, Liam S. says, hi-oh. Hello. Welcome to the stream, Liam. And I'm sorry, Larissa Fernandez says, the melody playing in other songs makes me think whatever is happening when it starts has a big impact on the story. Yeah, I see what you mean. I think that it might be that, like, whenever... Either I'll take the melody out, or I'll make... Well, I gotta figure it out. I gotta see if it's really a good idea to leave it in here, because I like how it feels to make something that sounds happy, creepy, but at the same time, I understand that, yeah, it's supposed to, if it's the title theme that plays at other points in the story, then it should be kind of important. So I have to see what to do about that. So the dialogue for this is, it's a grill, but it says it's a standing metal cube with an opening at the top. It contains ashes and burned paper, the smell of burnt meat as well. Initial thoughts are that it's for some kind of ritual. So like, an alien wouldn't understand, initially at least, like, oh, we cook things outside. This is, you know, it's a grill. But it's like, well, it's a metal cube. It's got... Oh, my face cam froze? Hold on. That's strange. Give me a second. Alright, my phone is not responsive. So that might be because of, let's turn that off, let's turn this off. It might be because of... Like, I was charging the phone while I'm recording, so that might be why it's like overheated. So let me restart this. In the meantime, let's see. Alex Rowson says, "Hello, SolarLune. Glad you went with this time. Thank you." Or well, yeah, glad you were able to stop by and hello. Hopefully the next stream will be good for you as well. But I think that I'm going to have to be. Well, I'm going to be doing these a little bit later. Usually, probably. But anyway, that's what I was talking about with this dialogue here. Is that basically it depends. It is written as though it's for an alien who isn't familiar with Earth traditions and things like that. So I think I kind of want to expand on this idea a little bit and kind of write more like this. So we'll do that as well with the trash can. So maybe with, like, from the alien's point of view, maybe there's no such thing as like trash on his planet, right? Because like the idea of trash is that fundamentally it's something that you can't use anymore. It's something that can never be reused. It's something that you don't want anymore. Maybe on an alien's planet, or on this alien's planet, everything is reusable. So it's like, well, like what? Like, why are you throwing things away? Like that, so he wouldn't understand, like, it's trash. Harry Sarso says, so it's an open air storage space. Yeah, kind of like that. Like, he would be like, it's a receptacle for utilities. It's mostly full at this stage. Strange. They're all perfectly good. Yeah, something like that. It's strange. They're all. Oh wait, Alex Rosen says, "I'll try to join when you're on, but need sleep from the UK. I'm good for later when you stream on weekends." Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, no problem if you can't come by. There's no issues there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no issues there. I think it's just a matter of trying to ideally hit as many, not hit as many people as possible, but adhere to as many people's schedules as possible, and that's going to be a little tough. But I'll see if I can make do and maybe have different times for different streams so that everyone can come through. Maybe the earliest will be on the weekend, and then it'll be like 2 p.m. and then 6 p.m. or something like that on Tuesday and Thursday, something to that effect. That might be good. Some kind of idea like that, anyway. And we're back. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay. Cool. So this is working. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad. All right. So what we're gonna do is I wanted to have some kind of basic puzzle at some point, so I think I'm gonna implement something like that today. I probably need to work on a little bit of this area, the park center. Harry Sarso says, maybe have him coming on the grass. I mean, it's pretty strange when you think about it. Fields of plants made to be walked on. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Maybe he'll... Actually, maybe the sign will say don't walk on the grass or something like that. That would be kind of funny, because it's like he would naturally be like, well, the only way to see it is to walk on the grass. So maybe we'll have two signs here. One here as well that says like don't walk on the grass, or kind of out of the way. This would be good, I think. Alright, so let's see here. So that's good, that's good. Okay, so, oh wait. Harry Sarso says, would he actually know what grass is? Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. Depends on where he's from, what you know, planet he's from, if they have grass there. I guess you could say, no, his planet doesn't have grass, so... yeah, maybe he'll say something else then. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that might be better. Yeah, that might be better. Let's see. Liam S says, what if each bit of rain splattered at a random height to give the illusion of it hitting the ground? Oh yeah, somebody like said, oh yeah, you know, you could add like rain splashes, but I just never got around to doing it. I did it once and then didn't like the look of it. So let's try that again. Let's see if we can make it a little bit better, since other people are kind of bringing it up here. We'll try. Whoops. We'll try adding another rain CPU particles, and instead, what I need to do. I think I have a raindrop thing. Let's see. Do I not have a rain splash? I do not. 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 Okay. So let's go ahead and just make another rain. Yeah. A rain splash sprite. Actually, 8x8 probably would be good. Alright, let's try this. So, pardon me. So what we're going to do now is we want to fix this a certain way. So firstly, we don't want gravity. We don't want spread. We actually want to copy essentially all the settings from here and just duplicate them over on the other one. So let's see, the emission shape is a box. That's rather large. The screen is 16 by 9, is 320 by 180. Alright. Oh, actually it's rotated, so it should be 90 by 160. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I don't quite remember how to change the texture used for the actual particles. Let me see. Oh, here it goes. Alright, so we want to use the texture for this. Lifetime should be really short. Well, it's moving slightly. There we go. Let's start with this. Let's see how this looks. I feel like it's a little too obvious, I guess you could say. Let's see how it is in practice. Yeah, I think it's too much. Let's try. Pardon me. Something like that. Better. Let's see if we can kind of clean it up a little bit more. Okay, just make it look a little bit more interesting. Let's fade it out slightly. That might be better. Let's see. Forgot to do the collision for that, but that's fine. Well, this is shaping up. Let's see. Gable Penny Shot says, "Greetings, Mr. SolarLune. Hello." And let's see. Blood Dragon says, "Do you use GDScript or C#? Why would I choose one or the other? Are there really any real advantages over choosing one over the other?" GDScript is able to export to all platforms. C# is not currently able to do so. I believe it conks out roughly at like it can't support to iOS, can't export to iOS. It does have Windows, Mac, and Linux support, but not Android support until the next release of Godot, I believe, or at least a future release of Godot. It was added, but it hasn't been publicly released. So if you write your game in C#, you will be able to export to Windows, Mac, and Linux and Android in the coming future of Godot, I believe, but not like right now, and no iOS yet. C# should be faster than GDScript by a large margin. Should be, if my understanding of C# is correct, because GDScript I know is rather slow from tests I've seen on the internet. Could be just not, it could be other things, but I believe that GDScript is kind of slow compared to C#. C# is a full programming language, so it should have support of things that GDScript doesn't support, like closures and function pointers and things like that GDScript doesn't support. Because C# it's a pretty popular language. I'm sure it must have those kinds of things. So if you're familiar with programming, you would really want to use C# over GDScript, I would say, if you're like a programmer. But if you're just like coming to game development fresh, then you probably would be fine with GDScript. And like Liam says, there's also like libraries that you can use with C#. Like, external libraries, not just stuff that people made for Godot, but things that people made for other applications that you can use in your Godot games, like maybe random generation or state machines, artificial intelligence, speech recognition, things like that, or pattern recognition, things like that. Let's see. Blood Dragon says, "What is?" Oh yeah, I'm using GD script. Let's see. The rain turned out pretty well. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your suggestions. It did turn out pretty well. And Harry also says maybe make the rain fall at a slight angle. Yeah, that might be better indeed. It's pretty lame the way it is. So let's see if we can rotate that slightly. Can we do that? Can we do that without actually just rotating it like this? I think we might just have to rotate it like a full level, but let's see if we can do something like that. Maybe just 80. Cool. Now, let's see. What if we can do this? Let's tweak this. Actually, let's tweak this a little bit to be a little bit less visible as well. It's a little more visible than I think it really should be. Let's maybe make it just like 80. It's not supposed to be a super obvious kind of thing. Okay. Cool. Something I want to add to the player is a shadow. Let me see if I can implement that real quick in its sprite. That might be good. Yeah, I guess there's no reason not to do it in its sprite, I guess. Let's add another layer. This will be a shadow layer. Something like that should be good. I'm gonna actually pay attention to logic for this one. There we go. I feel like that's a little bit much, but I think Oh, let's try it out. Let's just try it like this and see how it actually turns out. Didn't work. Let's see. Why is this? Well, whatever. I'm in the wrong folder here, so let's go to the right one. Let's export that. Let's make sure that this doesn't. Do we have JSON files in here? Alright, I think we should be good. Alright, let's see how that turns out. Whoops. Whoa. That ain't correct. Alright, let's see. What the heck? Oh, no, wait. Did he have other... Wait, did he have other... frames to his animation? I don't think he did he? Let me see. Oh yeah, he had upward animations. That's right. Okay. I was wondering, like, why did it... I forgot. Alright. Let's go back to the player. Where is that? Where is it at? Where is it at? There it is. Let's revert that change. Alright. Actually, let's... Okay, this is the actual animation. Good, good. There we go. Let's link these, let's copy these, paste them here, delete these, paste them here, paste them there. Okay. Alright, that should actually work now. Alright, this works pretty well. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. We'll have to do a couple things to fix this. One of which is to expand the sprite size so that we can actually do this correctly. Another is to make the shadow a little bit lower than the player. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, that should work better. Also, it's a little bit big, I think. Let's kind of cut down on it a little bit. Alright, let's try that. This won't work, will it? Oh, it does. Okay. Way better. Whoops. Oh, hold on. Oops, that clipped. Okay. There we go. Alright, so this is definitely shaping up. The shadow helps out tremendously. Let's see. Liam S says, "Are all the sounds made in Sunvox entirely?" Yes. And the stream dropped. Okay. I think the stream dropped. Yeah, it's gonna probably buffer a little bit for people. Sorry about that. I think probably someone's using the microwave. Anyway, classic. P. Mendez says that little guy is very cute. Yeah, it's a very appealing design. Yeah, stream lagging. Hold on. Yeah, the stream's gonna lag a little bit, but it should clear up in just a few moments. Well, I guess in the meantime, let's take a break. We might as well take a break here. I've been streaming for about an hour, so yeah, let's go ahead and just take a quick break here, take advantage of this lag. So I'll be right back, and thank you very much. We'll continue development on I Know Who I Am in just a few moments. Oh, never mind, actually. Okay, stream's back up. Someone just, I guess, microwaved something for like 30 seconds. Alright, well, I don't particularly need to take a break, but I guess it can't hurt. Let's go ahead and take a break just so that if you have to go to the bathroom or get something to eat or whatever, go ahead and do that, and I'll be here in a few minutes. So yeah. Alright, there we go. Welcome back. Okay, so a couple of comments in the chat here. Let's see. Gable Penny Shot asked if the guy has a name. I had it originally at Z, the letter Z, but someone mentioned a couple of other names that sounded pretty good, and I don't remember what they were now. I didn't write them down, so that was my mistake. Should have done so because there was a couple of really good ones. Let's see. Yeah, so instead of Z, because that's pretty basic, it might be better to have some sort of other name. Maybe like a number, or like maybe where he's from, like the planet he's from. Rion? Maybe he's from planet Rio. Rion. Rion? Rion? It wouldn't make sense in in English or in earthly languages. So there's no point in like having it be like, oh, it makes sense because his nature is, you know, he's brave like a lion, so his name is Leon. It's like, well, no, that's completely based off of English and all other languages. That basically the name like Leon and Leo and Lion, like those all go together. Those all go together. It's like this is a character from another planet, so you know, if he has a name that's like his existence or related to his existence, that would make sense in the language of that planet. So yeah, let's just call him Rion, I guess, for now. That's fine. Maybe that. Rion with an E. Like neon. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Rion. Okay. Rion. Alright, cool. The character, the original guy, the guy you're impersonating in game is Terry. Yeah, so that's fine. But the character's actual name is Rion. Alright. That's a good start. Harry says maybe he's from a mirror dimension, like an upside down dimension or something. But like, why though? Like, that's interesting. That's not a bad idea, but like, why? Like, why? What does that do, as opposed to being an alien? Because I mean, if he's from another dimension, if it's like our dimension, then he would be familiar with all the stuff that we're familiar with. He wouldn't be able to read, probably, because it would be backwards. So it'd be a little tough to read for someone from a dimension where everything is backwards. Our normal letters would be backwards, but he'd be able to read it with some, you know, practice of a couple of minutes. But it's interesting that, you know, if he was from a mirror dimension, things would just be kind of different. Oh, Harry says, oh, whoops, what's behind? Oh, okay, sorry. But yeah, that's not a bad idea, a mirror dimension. That's interesting. It's an interesting idea. Alright, so this is not bad. This is not bad. There was something up here. That's right. This is incorrect. Let's fix this. Right. Okay, so this needs to be all on this layer. Oh, it's... okay. Okay. Cool. Alright, so now let's see. Caleb Shaw says, what is that lighting effect you used where the radius is lit in the center? It's not really anything in particular, it's just basically the screen is it's got something over the screen. I'll show it in a couple seconds. Hold on. Let me pull up the GUI scene. It's this. It's a vignette. I guess that's the name of the effect. If you were to look it up. Let me see if I can do this. Right. So you can kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, so basically the vignette is this texture, and it's set to multiply, and so basically what that does is it gives this effect over the screen where it kind of dims it and darkens it slightly. Yeah, it's good for certain areas where it's supposed to be kind of dark, like forests and things like that, or inside. Alright, cool. There's a couple things I want to do. One thing is, if I walk up and interact with the sign, it's really easy to skip the dialogue without actually like noticing it, because by the time you press X the second time, it might be done talking. Let me see if I can kind of make this easier to demonstrate. It's very easy to accidentally skip it. So I think what I want to do is basically press, let's see. What I want to do is basically make it so that if you press the interact button shortly after the message finishes. Well, let's see, hold on. Yeah, I think I want it to be where basically if you press the interact button shortly after the message finishes typing, then it won't just like immediately close it out. Because it's easy to basically accidentally do like that, where really you want to go like that. You want to finish it so you can read it, but instead you accidentally go like that and skip it. So I think I want to make it so that if you press it shortly after it finishes, then it won't do anything. So let's see if we can implement that real quick. We'll go to the message win. Let's see. Or no, wait. It's probably in the NPC brain that does this. Finish. Okay, so this is where it is. Let's see. Alter Ego says, would you agree that although it is perhaps the most superficial aspect of a video game according to its functioning, that its graphics are the most attractive aspect and therefore most important? It depends on the game. I personally believe that the most important is the gameplay in terms of staying power. I do agree that graphics are the most attractive and they're the most important for attracting people, but I think that like it's easy to make a game that is attractive, relatively easy to make a game that's attractive but has no substance, essentially. So I think that like it is most important for attracting people to have good graphics or good music, but I think that the gameplay is the most important thing, or the story for like a story-based game like this one, or just the atmosphere for an atmosphere-based game like this one. Liam S says, wouldn't it be if you press the interact button shortly after the first message finishes typing? And Gable Pennyshop says the same thing, that basically pressing the button should finish the finish the text, and then pressing it again X's out the dialogue button. That's the way it works currently. That's correct. That's the way that it works currently. The issue that I'm having though is that it's easy to, if the message is short, press the button expecting to finish the message and end up just exiting out. Like if you press it like this, you just skip the message without really knowing what it said. when really you want to do this. You want to press the button to finish the message and then read it. You know, that's like, it's easy to accidentally press it twice and just completely close out. So I just want to get rid of like frame perfect button presses. After you finish after the message finishes, then it should wait maybe like a quarter of a second before it's officially finished and like ready for you to go, I feel like. So let's see if we can kind of implement this, if it makes sense. I'll see if it does. We want to go to the message when here, because this is actually where where things get determined, whether it's finished or not gets determined. Let's see. Okay. I think I see what I need to do. So I need to get over to the GUI scene. We're going to go to the message when. We're going to add a timer here for message finished. We're going to set the wait time to 0.5 and save. And basically if you're, let's see, this, then we want to run the timer. So I don't think that's the thing. Let me see if I can find the docs for the timer. Start. Okay. Okay. Let's see, Michael Williamson says Godot has a timer node. Yeah. Liam says a whole timer for that is a bit much maybe. I haven't used Godot in a while, but I think you could do yield, get tree, create timer. Yeah. I don't know about, I'm not familiar with this particular message or method of timing things. I could just go with frames because, like, you know, just counting 15 frames would be fine, or, you know, something to that effect. It doesn't have to be a full node. That's true. So maybe I'll just do something simpler. Let's see. Caleb Shaw says, I'm a Linux user as well. I have a background in ROM hacking, pixel art, and some music production. I want to get into developing. What has and hasn't worked for you as a Linux dev? Well, quite a few things work well. I wouldn't say that there's really too much that I would not recommend for game development under Linux. Well, I haven't tried Unity or Unreal, but like Godot's fine. Let's see. I haven't tried GameMaker. Construct 3 runs in a browser. That's an idea. Not a fan of having to pay to like have even basic functionality. It just doesn't feel like it's. I'd have to really evaluate it harder to see like if it's really worth it. But it's just I don't find it to be cost effective. I feel like there's you know, Godot does well. Love 2D is good. If you have hacks, if it's easy to install hacks, then I would go with like Hackspunk or what's that other one? Snow, the Lux and Snow. I think that's another framework that's worth investigating. What else? Raylib with C or C++ or Go. That's definitely a good method to make games. So there's quite a few ways to make games. I don't think you need really to go with like Unity or Unreal or Construct or Stencilworks. Those are other means to an end. I would probably try Unity before like Construct just because it's free, so it's easier to kind of get a feel for like how it works and everything. Yeah. Alter Ego says, I agree that gameplay is what gives a game staying power. Even with no graphics, a game can be fun and addictive to play if it has good gameplay. Yeah, generally. Yeah, generally I would say that like graphics are important. You definitely want to like put time into your graphics and making things look nice and crisp and professional. But I mean, like, you really have to have like solid gameplay. Harry Sarso says, AKA Minecraft. I don't know. Minecraft has good graphics. I think people like Minecraft has good, solid graphics. It's consistent. It's clean. It's simple. People say it has bad graphics. It's just like it's just a meme. It's actually like graphically good. It's solid graphics. Like it's not at all something that would drive people away from playing it. I don't feel like it's just fine. Let's see. Caleb Shaw says, thanks. I wasn't trying to restrict the question to just engines, if that's what was implied. Oh, okay. So then, yeah, for frameworks, you have like Hax, Punk, Hax. I'm thinking of like Flixel. That's Flash, though. I'm trying to see if there's Hax Flixel. Yeah, I think Hax Flixel is the thing. Hax Punk. What else? Yeah, Lux and Love. Lux and Snow with Hax. Raylib with Go. Or Raylib with C or C++, Love 2D, Pygame, I think it's getting like a re-release or update, so that's something to keep an eye out for. What else? Also a variety of different other languages. I haven't really done too much with D. I've investigated it, but I've kind of not really gone too far with like D or Rust or what's that other one? Kitlang. Or Crystal. I would love to try Crystal, but it's not available for Windows. But I know that Crystal's like it's like Ruby. Ruby is also something I haven't investigated. Yeah, so there's quite a few languages out there I'd like to kind of investigate for game development. And John Blow's language, once it comes out, yeah, quite a few. But once they're ready, that's when it's going to be a good time to check it out. But in the meantime, there's still quite a few tools otherwise to investigate and work with. Let's see. Alter Ego says, what is your opinion of processing as a library to develop games with? Not too sure about processing. I would say that like in order for it to work as a library to develop games, I would say it has to have kind of the basic stuff like keyboard, mouse, and joystick input. If you're targeting mobile devices like me, then you would need touch input, of course. Cross-platform compatibility. So I would basically aim for those things. If processing has it, no props. Let's see. Liam says I was just about to type about Jai. Yeah, Jai. So yeah, there's quite a few languages that I'm interested in. I feel like I'm more interested in Jai than I wasn't. I'm more interested in Jai now than I used to be, just because I started working with Go, so I'm a little bit more familiar with like low level stuff like structs and pointers. In like Java or Python, that kind of stuff is just like it's a given. Like you create an instance of a class and then it's just a reference. You don't really think about it. But in Go, you have differences between a pointer to a reference and just a struct contained in a variable. So it's interesting to kind of get a little bit more knowledge about low level stuff. And Jai kind of seems to be on that kind of low level standard. Let's see. Banjo Media says just wanted to pop in and say hi. So hi, hello. Thank you for popping in and saying hi. Caleb says I was just thinking about going toward Godot because I enjoy watching you as a dev. So because I have the ability to watch you live, I want to learn from you as much as I can. I just wished I had missed all of the previous streams on this game specifically. Oh no problem, man. Thank you for stopping in and checking the game out. And yeah, Godot's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So yeah, a whole timer node for this is a little bit much, just to kind of keep us from being able to press the key so quickly. But it is just one node. If it was like for an enemy or something that's kind of repeated through the game, then that is a lot. But just for one node, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. That is a little bit much, though. It's a little bit much. Let's see if we can kind of avoid doing that. Yeah, let's try this. We'll just do something really basic like this. Do that. Okay, so if it's greater than or equal to, we'll say 0.5, whoops, then we can do this. Alright, that might be fine. Alright, let's try that. I don't think it's working. Or I think, actually... Let's try that. Alright, so it is actually working, I see. I see how it is, and it is working as I kind of wanted it to. One thing we want to do, though, is we only want to play the sound if text line.visible characters is less than length text line.text. Something like that. Let's try this. There we go. So that's just a little pause, so you can keep from accidentally pressing X right there and ending the message early, without, and basically skip it. Very solid. Just a very basic thing that just keeps it from being so easy to skip messages. All right, cool. This is shaping up. One more thing I wanted to do before I commit is, if you notice, hold on. So these two maps basically share the same song, but it's restarting it between them. So what I'd like to do is basically make it so that if it's already playing that song, it will just keep that node. It'll just play that node. So what we'll have to do, there's a couple ways to do this. Let me take a quick look at how this is kind of laid out. So this is the music here, audio stream player, and if we walk from this node into this node, the entire node hierarchy gets replaced from one map to another. So what we want to do is basically just pick up the node from one, pick up the audio, the music from one map and then move it to the next one. Let's see. People talking in chat about engines. No engine is truly perfect. That's correct. Oh, Bitsy. Bitsy Game Maker? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I'll have to check that out. So Bitsy is a little game maker. It looks like a web game maker, which is interesting. Blood Dragon says, everyone I've asked advice about engines versus creating your own almost always says that by creating your own, It takes too much time up if your goal is to make a game when you don't have to. Yeah. Generally, it depends. If it's a 3D engine, yeah. If it's 2D, you can make a 2D game engine pretty easily. Especially if you use existing software. If you use Tiled for your maps, if you use Sprite or GIMP or whatever for your pixel art and animations, then you can make something that imports tiled maps, something that imports animations, and be up and running pretty quickly. Like it'll take you maybe a week to work with even bare bones stuff. Like Raylib is pretty high level. If you were working with just SDL or SFML, you still could get a solid amount of work done in a week. It's not that hard to make a camera. It's not that hard to do animations. It's not that hard to display a map or do collisions. I mean, just for basic stuff. If you're doing something really complex, but even if you're doing something really complex, there's probably libraries that exist in whatever language you choose. So if you're making a 2D Chop the Rope or fruits, I can't think of what the game is called, where you slash fruit, the mobile game, where that requires some subdividing of meshes and things like that. Or if you have something that has realistic physics, that's gonna be kind of different. But for the most part, you're not really gonna be dealing too much with things that'll take you a long time to do. In 3D, it can be much more difficult, I would say, or at least it could be much more difficult. But I'd say for 2D, you'd be fine, I think. Blood Dragon says, "Is the ominous music a placeholder?" Nope, I don't believe so. And Liam S. and P. Mendez says they like it. So yeah, thank you. Hopefully, the music I think will stay the same, probably, just because it's kind of it's unnerving, and I think that's fine for a forest, a park that's kind of deserted. Caleb Shaw, Fruit Ninja, that's it. Yes, thank you, Fruit Ninja, that's it. Blood Dragon says, so it really depends on the game. Yeah, if it's something more complex, then you probably would be good with the engine, but even general purpose engines don't have more complex things built in. If you're talking about specific stuff, you might have to end up doing it yourself. It depends. So I don't think there's anything in Godot to take a mesh and split it. I'm not well, there might be, but I feel like it might be just oh, you just make another mesh and kind of copy stuff between them two. I'd have to investigate. If you were to do a Fruit Ninja kind of thing where you're slashing or cutting objects into two different parts, even parts or even uneven parts, you would have to investigate the engine to see if it supports it. You might end up making it anyway, just because engines are supposed to be general purpose, so for the most part they don't have a lot of specific things built in, slicing things in half. That's kind of specific, especially in 3D. I feel like in 3D that's kind of you'll have to do that yourself kind of a thing. There's not going to be a slice and half function on a mesh for a 3D game engine. It's going to be you make another mesh, you copy over, you run a function to do a BSP slash or binary slash on the mesh into two different pieces, and then copy the pieces from one half into the new mesh. You'll have to do it yourself, I feel for more kind of complex things. Liam S says, look into NES. It's absolutely awesome, and it's built on Monogame/FNA, so it's cross-platform. Oh, really? Oh, that's right. I've heard of NES before. Let me see. I heard about NES a little bit. 2D game engine. Okay. Cool. Nice. Something that I like about Raylib specifically is that it doesn't insist on things. It basically it leaves kind of the more complex, the more simple stuff up to you. So when it comes to iterating through objects, that's up to you and the language features you have. When it comes to object-oriented design or classes, things like that, that's up to you. But it does do things drawing textures and render textures and 3D and animation and stuff like that. So I like that it kind of leaves it up to you. NES, from what I'm seeing so far, is nice, but it seems like it's kind of a higher level thing that does more stuff, which I feel like can be nice, but also can be kind of frustrating if you have to kind of fit your game into the box that is NES or into the box that is different language frameworks and things like that. So it's something to keep in mind that if you're someone who is new to game development, you probably would be fine with whatever if you're just learning it. But if you're someone who's familiar with game development and has kind of like a format that you want to adhere to, then you might want to investigate something that kind of leaves you more room for experimentation on your side. Raylib, I think, was really good for that. It basically just left it up to you. I like that. Let's see. Caleb asked, how long have you been in game dev for? The only game I've really checked out from you is Gearend, even though it was just a trial. I've been in game development for a long time, but I've never really finished anything. I spent like years making games and years not finishing any of them. Basically, like, I would start up a project, I'd be like, oh man, this is so awesome, there's so many good ideas. And I draw like one sprite, not even like a finished sprite, but just like a frame of an animation, and like put it into Game Maker and like save it. And then I'd be like, time to play games. And then I would just not finish it. Or I would be like, this is too hard after a couple of days, this is too much, I don't know how to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and make another game. It's gonna be even smaller and simpler this time. And I would repeat the exact same thing, and I never really finished anything. But then after a while, I worked on Valkyon and spent like a year on that. Didn't finish it, but I got pretty far with it, and I worked on Gearend. I think after that, got pretty far with that. Didn't finish it, and then I came back to Gearend a while later, like a couple of years later, and stuck with it and finished it out. So it takes a lot of work to finish games, but that is a really critical skill. And I think that there's no game that cannot be finished, or no game that it's better off if you just don't finish it. I think that if your options are to, like, if you think I should not finish this because it's bad, you should fix it so that it's good, rather than throwing it away. Like, rather than throw away work because it's not good enough, fix it. It's an art form, but it's, a game primarily is fun. So ideally you want to finish the game in as fun a format it can be. And if the game's not fun, then you should make it fun and then finish it. Ideally. Usually I don't really feel like there's too many games where it's like it's impossible to make a game fun, and so you should just throw it away because this game's a lost cause. I don't think so. I think that you can make a game fun and you can stick with it, finish it out, and have something at the end of it, rather than wasting days, weeks, months, or years on something. Generally. Let's see. Blood Dragon and Liam S covers things for performance, talking about mono game, or NES rather, but you can do whatever you want with it. For instance, it has spatial hashes for fast collisions, but in terms of collisions, you aren't limited. Okay, nice. Very nice. Suzuka says, do you use an extension in VS Code for coding with Godot? And yes, I do, and this, I believe, is it. What someone else Liam S posted in the chat. Godot tools, yeah, I believe this is the one I use. I believe so. Yeah, probably so. It's probably this one, because I don't think there's more than one. Blood Dragon says, I'm relatively new to your channel. Found you while we're researching Godot. Look back at your old videos, and I can see you've been developing games for a long time, so I can have speed plus accuracy. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for watching my channel, subscribing, and yeah, hopefully it'll continue and kind of grow with games and content. All right, so this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Let's go ahead and, oh, that's right. That's the one thing I wanted to do, is fix this music issue. So basically, when you go from one map to another, the audio stream players, they just get replaced essentially. So this one that's playing, and let me see if I can load up the other map. Actually, that would be easier. So these two audio stream players, they just replace each other. So what we want to do is probably check to see if the streams are the same, maybe. And if so, just say like, oh, we'll just replace the one that's in the new map with the current one, so we don't have to like do anything else. So let's see if we can find a method to do that. We're gonna go to Where is it? We're gonna go to, is it the transport? I think it's the transport that handles this. Or no, wait. Well, let me see. Let me see. So transport gets called on transition over. Okay, so this is where this happens. Okay, so then this is where we remove the old scene, the current map, and then we add in the new scene. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to basically loop through the children in the new scene. And for now, I'm just going to print them out so I can see what they're, to see if I'm actually looping through this correctly or not. There we go. Okay, tile map, Y sort, rain, audio stream player. Okay, so we want to first loop through and see if we're playing something. Is audio stream player. All right. Let's see. Blood Dragon says, sorry, I didn't finish my last sentence before the last one. I meant I wanted to say, I wish I started a long time ago. Oh, a long time ago, so I can have speed and accuracy. And apologies for turning this into a Q&A. No problem. No problem at all. Yeah, don't worry about when you started. Just, you know, you'll always... It's, you know, it's a time-based thing. So you'll always be... in the advantage now compared to in the past, right? Because you know, a minute ago you weren't developing games as long as you have been plus now plus a minute. So like for every moment that you spend developing games, you get better at it, you know more about it, and you just improve. So don't worry too much about like, oh, I should have, you know, done this years ago. Well, you started now, so that's already an advantage. That's already a good thing. Shield Hero says, what do you think about C# in general? My first experience was with XNA and C#. Monogame is the open source successor of XNA. It's cross-platform and supports mobile. C#, haven't really investigated it. I've heard it's kind of similar to Java, but better. That's what I've heard. I don't know. XNA and Monogame is an engine that I know many games were made with, like successful indie games. I haven't really used it really because like the asset workflow is a little awkward. Seems like it's a little weird to kind of use it, but I know it's really successful as well. So I don't have really any thoughts on C# or Monogame. I would say check it out. I would recommend it just because it's been used before and people seem to have been using it successfully, but that's no indication that it's a solid framework or you'll love it. It's just something to check out, something to investigate. Let's see. June Lee says, are you using an extension for Visual Studio? Yes, it is. The one posted earlier in the chat. Up like 17 comments. Like 10 comments. Liam S., I was wondering which you have had the easier time with, Godot or Greylib? Maybe Godot, but just slightly, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really have problems with Greylib. Godot doesn't have some of the things that Greylib has. Greylib has the ability to draw things very easily using functions, just like really straightforward. Godot is a little bit more like you have to overload a function, and it's a little bit more specific on how you draw things manually, and it feels like it's not quite as easy as Greylib, because Greylib, the entire thing is in code. Right? Everything is using an API. Everything is using an interface for you to interact with Greylib and execute commands and stuff. Godot is like, it, you know, wants you to work with the node system, but then for drawing shapes, it's like, okay, now go back to functions, and it's like that feels awkward. And so I spent a couple of hours like, is there any other way to draw things, you know, for my scene, specifically for the transitions? The transitions, which I'll show here. Color rect, that's what I'm looking for. The transitions are done in Godot using an animation naturally. Let me see if I can, or at least that's what I felt like would be naturally, but like this is kind of why I was like, it's kind of awkward, because basically, let's see. So this is done with the animation system to make it easier to, you know, time everything and actually get it to work. So you have the sound, you have, you know, everything. You got everything working together. But there's no method to draw things really in Godot except for color rects. So I have these color rects, these giant rectangles that I'm rotating to give the effect of the eye blinking and fading in and out. And this is kind of hacky, but the end result is, you know, of course, something that looks pretty good, I feel like, but also something that is easy to visualize and easy to time with the animation system. So like, I love the animation system, but Godot for drawing shapes isn't really taking advantage of this system. It says, well, just draw it, you know, using like code and stuff. But it's like, well, this is why I use the engine. Like this is a huge, you know, deal to be able to animate things and have keyframes and, you know, easing capabilities and all this stuff. And you can't really use it for drawing shapes. So it's like that kind of thing is a pain. The animation system's great. You know, Godot has a lot of options in there, but like that was a little bit of a pain. Whereas with Raylib, I went in knowing like, oh, I'm just gonna have to code everything. Basically, I'm gonna code, you know, the animation of the eye, you know, blinking. I'm gonna do that myself. So Godot's easier overall, but like it's not perfect, which is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's kind of interesting that, like, I wouldn't say Raylib was harder. Godot's easier overall, but I feel like it's Raylib's more kind of uniform. It's more consistent, I would say. It's more consistent, and I feel like more of it works together. Even though it's simpler overall, it's easier overall. Yeah, so I would say that like Godot's easier maybe in long term. No, maybe Raylib's easier in. It's hard to say. It's hard to say which one's easier, because I didn't really have issues with either. I would say Godot, the only issues I had was just not being familiar with the software. I feel like Raylib was easier to learn, but it's not as capable as Godot. It doesn't have as much in it, of course. Let's see. Alter Ego says, I just want to ask this again since you missed it. Oh, did I miss it? Do you separate GUI objects from game objects in your code? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Yes, I separate them. The GUI, all the GUI stuff is in a scene, in its own scene. And I have them separate. Do you mean, oh, except for the exclamation point over the player, because it has to kind of like stick with the player's location and it has to be something you can touch. That could be in the GUI scene, but yeah, it's over the player's head, so I just thought it would be easier to put it on the player. June Leon says, what extension are you using? Could show. Okay, let's see. It's this one. Godot Tools by Guy Q Lim. It's this set. Let's see. Caleb says, so what can be said about the game? I have a slight idea from poking in past streams briefly, but I'm not sure. Okay, so it's basically like a adventure game where you run around and solve puzzles and explore. It's in the vein of kind of Yume Nikki and other RPG Maker character-based adventure games. And yeah, that's the general idea. You play an alien that basically is trying to assimilate as a human being, and so you're trying to basically learn more about him, and learn about human culture in general, but basically learn more about him specifically so you can become him and take over his life, essentially. Fufus Games says, late here, have fun, bye. Thanks for stopping by. Hello. And yeah, thank you. See ya. Thank you very much. Alexis Mono Maxos says, I think you can use Polygon 2D for drawing, but I'm not sure. Possibly. But I'm not sure if you can draw a polygon or make the polygon here. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can make the polygon. Really? Not sure. Oh wait, there's, oh, what am I doing? There's a tool for this. Yo! Yo, can we actually draw polygons? This changes everything! This changes well, not really everything, but it changes quite a bit. It changes quite a bit. There's still no ability to draw circles, but this is useful. This is very useful. Can I animate this? Whoops. My keyboard's slightly over, and that's mess with me. All right. Pardon me. Yes? Let's see. Maybe you can animate it? It doesn't really understand it, it looks like. So then this wouldn't work, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it obeys easing. Continuous. No, trigger. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it's... Yeah, it's not usable for my purposes of animating something. It seems like it would be usable, but it's just not quite there because it doesn't understand how to ease between the points, which is on the one hand understandable, on the other hand not, because I mean these are just values. Like each vertex has its own value, so it should totally be able to ease between these points per vertex. From my understanding of easing, it should be definitely possible to ease between these, but it doesn't seem like it's working. So this still might be pretty good. I don't think there's anything else, is there? Any other method to... No. No. Yeah, it's not smooth. It's not smooth. Let's see. Pimenez says maybe with a skeleton. Suzuka says awesome pixel art, great work, thank you. People laughing at my realization that Polygon 2D can draw stuff, that is cool. That is very cool. That is very useful, but it's not quite easing. Harry says the keyframes have easing properties. Change that. I've tried changing that. It doesn't seem like it does actually ease. It's just yeah, it doesn't actually like impact the easing. It's just it's a hard value. It seems like animating polygons, it doesn't ease it. I'm gonna do a check on the GitHub real quick. Oops. Let's see. Skeleton 2D. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, Polygon 2D is extremely slow compared to sprite rendering. Oof. Alright, well this is not helpful. I mean, this wouldn't have helped. But basically, it's alarmingly slow to render with 2D polygons from what I'm seeing here in the on the GitHub, which is not great. Surface Pro 2, 480 sprite nodes, 480 Polygon 2D nodes, massive drop. It's like 10 times slower. 33 FPS, 3 FPS. But he's using lighting though, and parallax layers, so that might be why. Just 20 polygons, Alright, well, that might not work then. Hattie Fathy says the docs for Godot 3.1 mentions the tween node. Let's see. Oops. Smoothly animates a node's properties over time. I don't get why this exists. I mean, is it me? Like, why is this here? Because, okay, I guess if you don't want to use an animation, maybe? Okay, let's see. No idea how this works. Let's see how this works. Okay, so I'll have to do some checking on the docs. Repeat. Okay, playback speed. Active. Alright, let's see. How does this work? Yeah, I'm guessing that, I guess if you don't want to use an animation, then you could have it do, you could have the tween control basically flipping something between values for an animation. But, well, I guess for this kind of specific things. Although, yeah, why doesn't this tween? This should tween automatically. That's what these values are for. What these, oh wait. Yo! I thought I switched this. I totally switched this. I 100% switched it. Was it? It must have been on discrete before. It was on nearest. I switched it to linear, so I did this, and then switched it back, I guess? I must have done that. Alright, so continuous, linear, and this does actually work. This is now excellent. This is exactly what I basically wanted since I started. Okay, so this is actually usable. This is completely what I would need to properly animate my transitions. So I might actually go back and fix this. Why do I have this animation? Like that. I might go back and fix this to use the Polygon 2D instead, rather than color rect. Yeah, that might be better. I might do that because there's not really a reason to actually have this. So yeah, let's actually do this, I guess. Yeah. Well, it's not really that necessary, to be honest. It's not that big of a deal since it's already done. But let's see if we can at least kind of start it. Can we snap this to pixels, please? Thank you very much. So the thing I'm thinking about is I don't think it'll understand a like a concave polygon. Caleb Shaw, this is excellent. This is what I wanted since we started. SolarLune, July 16th, 2019. Harry Sarso says, I think the turning of the cubes is smoother, is it not? It should be the same because the tweening method, it should be the same. So it should be the same no matter which method we use. Yeah, because the tweening is the same. Let's see. Caleb, oh wait, hold on. Joshua Siktig said, hey Solar, I sent you an email regarding Valken using some of the assets as placeholders. I'll email you back. I'll email you back in regards to that. Harry Sarso says, can you add a texture to the polygon? Yes, you can. Let's see. Haiti Fati says the docs. Oh, right. That's what I did. Okay. Caleb, or that we didn't actually end up using the tween node here. Caleb says the game sounds great. Thank you for the time and patience. No, thank you. And Alter Ego says, I don't know how your code is structured, so I should ask this more generally. If you have a hierarchy of game objects in code, would you include GUI overlay objects in this hierarchy? Everything in Godot is a node of some description, essentially, if it's in the hierarchy. So game objects or GUI are in the hierarchy. If you're asking more generally in terms of just in general, like for like if you were to make a game in another engine or in another even framework via code, I probably wouldn't represent GUI objects as objects. I probably would represent them. I probably would just draw them immediately using some sort of immediate mode GUI or something like that. I probably wouldn't like have a label object that gets added to the scene to draw text on screen. At least not initially, mainly because I've never needed to have really that like specific control over game elements like GUI, text, all that stuff. Usually, when it comes to drawing things on screen, it's usually like, oh, I just need to draw a message or I need to draw a label, but not really so much like I need to draw something in front of something else or the player needs to interact with the label like it's a normal game object. So I normally would just draw it without really anything specific. Like I would normally would just draw it. I would just draw the GUI rather than placing it in the game world, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's see if we can actually get this to work. Yeah, I don't think that this will support concave polygons, which are polygons that go in on themselves, but we'll see if it does. Did it? I don't think it... I think it's... Let me see. Okay, yeah, it's replacing my polygon each time I do that, so I can't actually do that. Can I do something like this? As jank as this is? No. The answer to that is a resounding no. It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't understand, I don't think, it doesn't seem like it understands, concave polygons. It seems like it really just does not really get it, which is understandable. That's kind of asking a lot of a game engine to do like concave two-dimensional polygons. So we'll just comprise this like we did before out of 4 individual polygons, like this, and then this one will be like this, and this one will be like this. And this one will be like this. There we go. Okay, so this is actually might work. Let's see. All right, so this does work. The thing that I'm kind of wondering about here, though, actually that won't work. Or wait. Oh, I see. Okay. Can I add a polygon? Add a vertex to a polygon? I don't think I can. No, I don't think I can. Let's do this. It should be like this. There we go. Alright, so this is now 4 different corners of the screen. And if I did this right, yeah, each one should have a polygon size of 4. Okay. Alright, we're good. We're good, we're good. Alright, so then, oh, Caleb Shaw says, I gotta go. Thanks for everything. I'll catch your stream next time. Expect to see me more now. Oh, excellent. Thank you very much for stopping by, and you have a wonderful day. Yeah, see ya. Okay, so we're doing pretty well. What we're going to do here should be relatively simple. We're going to animate this using methods thusly. We're going to create a new track for the polygon for each of these. Alright, we can duplicate these right around here. Now, at this point, though, we actually want them open. We want the polygons to be open. So we're going to go back. Actually, let's do this. Let's not modulate the... There we go. Okay. So here we want the eye to be open. So we should be able to... Yeah, here we go. Grab the... Wait. Yeah, it's fine. Well, here's the thing. I don't actually need to do this at the current stage. Actually, this, yeah, that's pretty much how it was. Yeah, I don't need to do this at the current stage, but... Yeah, this is the right way to do things, I guess. Well, overall, the color rect is simpler, so that's probably better, actually. It's probably a more optimized way to do this, because when you think about it, this is making a animation frame for all 4 values here, whereas for the color rect, it was just recording 1. So this is recording 16, this is recording 4. So this is going to be more unnecessary, because the end result is the same, basically. Next time I can use the Polygon 2D if I want to draw something, which is definitely very useful. But for now, I think it should be okay to just leave it the way it is. I mean, it works fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just I was kind of keeping in mind, like, oh, that didn't work quite as well as I liked. This works fine. This is basically what I wanted. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. Let's see. Harry Sarso says that's concave. Yeah, I think it's concave because it. Well, when I was initially drawing the polygon, I was drawing it like the entire shape with like the hole and everything, and that's a concave shape, which I'm not sure if that qualifies as a concave shape because it's got a hole. If it's got a hole, then it's basically an entire. It's not a complete shape, but rather individual shapes. I'm not. Yeah. It was. Never mind. Never mind. All right. So let's get back to what we were doing here, which is basically trying to determine what's playing for audio, and then basically moving on from there. So let's see what we got here. Alright, so this is the audio stream player. I did find one. So we say if child is audio stream player, and we'll just say like and child dot. Actually, let's check the audio stream player. Let's see, is the stream? Can we tell if the stream is looping? Nope. Alright, so audio stream og vorbis can loop. Audio stream is the base class. Audio stream vorbis, audio stream sample can also loop, right? Loop mode. Okay, so it can loop or it can be loop mode. So I guess because I don't want to name this something specific. Because then it's like, oh, what if you misname it? Then, you know, that you're opening yourself up to problems. Oh, wait. Harry Sarso says, I gotta go here. It's late. Bye. All right, see ya. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yeah, thank you very much. As usual. Okay, so yeah, what we'll do, we'll just assume that if it's something playing here in the base of a map, it's basically the audio. It's the BGM. We're going to assume that, because I can't really think of a situation where I have multiple stream players playing on a map, because for rain, that's in the weather, right? That's in the weather node. Music's here. Let's just do it right. We'll just name it BGM, right? That's easy. Dio Brando says the eye transition looks really nice. Thank you. Glad to hear that it looks solid. Okay, so then we'll name this BGM. We'll just do that on any and all maps where the player will be will have a BGM file here. Alright, that should be good. Okay. Alright. Ugly Nader says, I'm so impressed with the amount of atmosphere you've built up so early in development. Great job so far. Oh, thank you. Excellent. Excellent. Glad to hear that it's yeah, it's effective. You know what? Let's do this a different way. What we'll do... Hold on. I'm trying to think it through. The idea is basically, what if we want something to maintain across multiple maps? You know, an audio track, you know, a music track, something like that. What if we want that to maintain across multiple maps, multiple scene transitions? And I'm thinking that I could do it like this. Let's just start with this. Let's start with something simple like this, and we can move on if it doesn't work. So since we know that it's going to be called BGM, no, this is stupid. We're gonna make something that's a little bit more safe for us, which is basically to make something called a BGM node. That way we can kind of know basically it's a BGM class. It's a BGM thing. No, that's stupid. Nah, let's just keep it simple. If it's a music track called BGM, then that's the background music track for the map. Alright, so let's do this. Old BGM equals old scene dot get node. Wait. I think it's right. BGM. If old BGM is not equal to null, and well, yeah, and new BGM is not equal to null, then we want to do this. Okay, so let's see if this works. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Let's move this guy up here. Alright, that does work. Also, I didn't realize that we set up the polygon in here. Although that looks kind of cool, as a side note. It's just a very striking shape. Like, I should have a... Like, the community center could be shaped like that. Like, a big triangular thing. I might do that, because that actually is pretty sick. I'm gonna delete this, but I'm gonna put that into the I'm trying to remember where I'm trying to go. README, where's the README at? Come back here, README, where are you? There we are. Add triangular shape instead of usual square one for community center. Game needs more landmarks. Landmarks. Cool. Alright. Bond says, I keep nodding in agreement to you, then you stop and call it stupid. And I'm like, yeah, stupid, yeah. Stupid. Let's see. I don't know. Thank you, I guess. Dio says, what are you planning on releasing this game? Itch for sure. Google Play and the App Store. Possibly Steam. Probably Steam, yeah. But definitely Itch. Definitely the App Store and definitely the App Store. The Play Store. Alright, so... yeah, this is something I'll probably get to maybe in the next stream. I can maybe try pixeling this because I feel like that would be a cooler shape. That's more eye-catching, and it's like it makes the game kind of feel better. I'll see about that. For now, let's go back though. So we have our park entrance. Okay, so this is actually working, right? Oh, that's why. Okay, I was wondering why this wasn't working. Hold on. Let's close the others. There we go. It's because old BGM has to be null and new BGM has to be null, which makes sense. So if you're going from basically one scene that has background music into another scene that also has background music, then we want to basically do this transfer. There we go. So now right here it says, okay, these two maps have background music. And so what we want to do is basically compare these two and see if they point to the same audio asset, which should be the stream. The stream should be the same? Maybe the resource would be better. Let's see if we can get that information here. Because if they both point to the same resource, or the same path at least, then it basically should be like, yeah, it's essentially the same thing. So the stream player has a link to the stream, which only has get length. Vorbis has data, loop, and loop offset. but it extends resource. Wait. So audio stream extends resource, or inherits resource path. All right, so then we can check to see if the paths are the same. So print old BGM dot resource path equal to new BGM dot resource path. These should be the same. Should be the same if they point to the same song. Audio stream player. Oh, I need to get the stream. Okay. True. Okay. So now if we test this out a little bit more by saying, oh, we want the BGM for this scene to be different, let's point this to a different point here. Let's say it goes to first memory instead. Yeah, now these are different. Okay. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so like breathing goes here. Okay. So, or no, wait. Like breathing goes here. There we go. All right, so now what we can do is say if this is the case, then we know that they're the same, and we want to basically just abduct the old BGM and move it to the new scene, or set like the actual point in the play, like the playhead, to be the same for both. Can we seek? We can seek. Get stream playback. No information on this one. Let's see. Okay. Offset. No information. That is a shame. Can play, loop, or pause a scroll through audio. That does not explain anything. Let's see. Alright, we're going to be looking up some docs here. Alright, so the stream playback does not have anything in it, apparently. Either there's just no documentation, which is bad, or there's actually, this just serves absolutely no purpose, which is worse, I would say. Like, because there doesn't seem to be anything in here. Let's see if we can look at the source here. I don't think, hopefully there's nothing in here, I guess. Let's see. Shoot, where would this even be? Core? Let's try not to do this. Let's try not to look through the code if we don't have to. There might be another way to do this. What I want to do is just seek the audio, I guess. Audio stream player. So the player has a seek function in it, but how do I know how far along it is? Get playback position. Okay. In seconds. And seek is in seconds. Seconds. Okay. Alright, this will work. So we'll just go new BGM dot seek old BGM dot get playback position in seconds. Okay, this should work. Alright, so let's try this. Nope. Let's see. Is it because it's not playing? Nope. Alright, so is it because why is this not working? Let's see. Why is it starting at 0? Let's see. What is... What's the old playback position? Alright, so... I'm going to guess... Oh, there's a play from. So maybe that'll help us out. Nope. Let's try something real quick. I'm wondering if it's because it's auto-playing. Is that why? That's why. So autoplay will just automatically trigger the play on load. Alright, well this isn't really going to work this way because if autoplay is on, which it kind of should be because we theoretically, you know, the player could enter a map from multiple directions coming from one map that has either a different BGM track or maybe the same one or no BGM track into this one. Like for example, in the park entrance, you can go into the shack and in the shack there's no BGM. So it's quiet. You come out of the shack and then this BGM track should play again. So autoplay should be on in general. But when we go from one scene that has a track playing to another scene that has the same track playing, we want to basically keep going. We want it to be seamless. So what I'm going to have to do is basically do this. Old BGM dot cue free. Old scene dot remove child. Old BGM. New scene. No, wait. So we want to cue free the old BGM. Well, we don't have to actually do that. New scene. Wait, old scene dot remove child. Old BGM. New scene dot cue free. That's what I need to do. All right, so I need to remove it from the new scene first. New scene dot remove child. New BGM. Old scene dot remove child, old BGM, new scene dot add child, old BGM. Alright, let's try that. Let's try that. So this should basically make it so that the audio seamlessly moves from one scene to another. Whew! That most certainly didn't work. Alright, let's see. I must have done something out of the ordinary. Let's see. Definitely don't like that. Oh, new scene.cue free. That was my bad. I meant new BGM. Free. There we go. Dang. All right, let's see. Oh, it's because, man, it's because when we move the old BGM to the new scene, then the new scene triggers, I'm guessing, the like ready function on them all. It basically reinitializes the old BGM, I think. Let's see, is that what's going on? $14.16, okay. Yeah. Shoot. Alright, well, what I can do then, we can just do it like this. We'll make the old BGM autoplay. We'll turn off the old BGM's autoplay. Yeah? That should work. Okay, let's try that. Ugh. That's jank. It works, but it's jank. Nah, that's not acceptable. What I'm gonna try doing is having the map move the BGM out of the tree, out of the scene. That way it can be basically kind of away. So we'll try that. Let's try that. So what we're gonna do for this example, we're gonna go to the game map code. We're gonna get the BGM. Like so. So if BGM is not equal to null. Actually, I'm not sure if we can do this. Can we just do this? Okay, that definitely seems to work. Let's try this one more time. Alright, so that seems to work. Alright, so we'll say... Wait, what? There's no... Wait. Hold on. There's no BGM in... Oh, it's the... Oh, it's the rainfall. That's right. Okay. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna do this. If BGM is not equal to null, then we want to basically kick this out of the scene that we're in. So instead of it being here, we want to kick it out so it's somewhere on the root. So we're gonna say there's a couple ways to get the root. We'll do it like this, I guess. Root.add child BGM. Remove child BGM. Equals BGM. Alright, so we're going to store the reference to the BGM here. We're going to remove it as a child and then add it into the root. That does not work. Let's see, is that now how you get the root? I forget. Oh, I have to actually type out root. Whoops. Is there any other way to... No. I thought there was like a really easy way to get the root. Is that like get tree? I guess that's what you can do. You can do like... something like that, get tree.root. We'll try that. Wait, so remove child, add child. Did not work, let's see. Definitely should be playing. So BGM is not equal to null, okay, remove child BGM, root.add child BGM. So it's actually getting removed. It's not being added back though. Okay, let's see. Oh. Root.add child BGM. Why does it work on that map, but not this one? For some reason it's not adding it here. This is ready. It's right there. BGM. New child. Yeah, okay, so it definitely should be working. This is strange. Why is it only doing it when you enter instead of right now? I can hear it start to play, like just barely. Sometimes, though. Potato Pin, welcome to the stream. Hello. Hello indeed. Oh, it's probably this. I see. Okay, so this might be why. If no, because there's nothing in there. Hello. So, well, I but Potato rejected his message. All right. Well, in any case, what I'm trying to do currently is I'm trying to get the BGM node to transfer between scenes, because I don't want the audio to restart every time you go from one map to another, even if it has the same audio track. Currently, I've tried like playing the audio from the end, like when you're playing the audio on one map and you move to another one. I tried basically starting that audio from the same point in time, but it creates like a tick, like you can hear it like stop and start, and that's not really acceptable. It sounds too bad, I think. Here's what it sounded like. Alright, so this is the audio that's playing, right? Yeah, hear that? No. That's just, that's just not, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do that. It doesn't sound that great. Wait a second. Hold on, let me try a couple other things here, because this is, let me see, hold on. This might be actually the better route. Alright, let's try that. And Potato Pin says, IKWIA is looking really good right now. Thank you. That's not quite right. Can we do maybe this plus like 1/60? Is it like stuttering because it's freezing, or what's going on? That stutter's not, it's just not right. Alright, so what we're going to end up doing to fix this is basically what I would like to do is to kick the BGM out of the tree where the kick the BGM out of the tree where the scene is, because the scene, basically the entire scene gets replaced with another scene where you go from one place to another. Let's kick the BGM out of there into a centralized location where ideally it can keep playing even if the scene changes. That's my theory on basically how to fix this. But the core problem is it keeps not working as it should. Let's do that. I do this. Remove child. Okay, so the BGM is not there. Does remove child do something that I don't think it does? Let's see. Removes the child node. The node is not deleted. It must be deleted manually. Yeah, that's exactly what I think it does. I thought maybe it was doing something else. Bond says, are you getting the root properly? I believe I am. This is the root. Root.add child BGM. Yeah, it definitely should be doing something, but it's not doing anything. Alright, let's try something else. Let's try this. Get child 0.add child BGM. Alright, well that works. Alter Ego says, can you not simply keep playing the current audio as you transition across maps unless the new map has a different track? That's why I've tried that in a couple of different ways. The problem is that basically the audio playing is tied to the node's existence. So if your audio stream player is playing in layout like this, and then you delete the layout, the audio stops playing. So if I have the audio playing, let's say, song A, and I go to a map that also is playing song A will restart. I want song A to keep playing throughout. In order to do that, I need to basically keep the node playing. Because basically I have to remove it from the nodes that get removed so that it keeps playing in the node tree. Because if I simply leave it in there and just transition from one map to another, it will restart because it's a new node. If I try to play the new node from the current playing point of the old song, it will create a stutter. So it has to be removed. Larissa says, what about using a singleton for it? The docs have something about it. I could use a singleton. I have something specifically for this. Let's see. That might work. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that, because I have this singleton set up already for playing sounds in the scripting system. So I can actually reuse this for playing music for the audio, for the scenes. That might work a little better. Okay, that's what I'll do. think that's probably the best way to do it. Bond said, look at replace node. You could tell it to replace the new node. Yeah, it's probably better to do it using the singleton method, I guess. Since I already have a singleton set up for audio, that's fine. I can put the music in here like I started to do and just actually use this. This was unused up till now. Shield Hero says, yeah, that singletons is the way to go to keep stuff persistent across scenes unless you want to have a main scene and spawn other scenes under it. Yeah, this should work fine, I think. Yeah, let's do this. We'll just go ahead and well, we need to actually add the song here. That might be fine. Alright, so then what we're going to do is remove this, root, BGM is not null. Alright, so we're going to export a variable, which is BGM on, or, yeah, BGM is equal to this. Can I do an export that also has like a boolean attached to it? Let me see. I feel like that, because that's a thing, right? Like where you check it off and then it gives you an option in there. Maybe not. Maybe not. I was thinking that there's like you can there are options in Godot where you can like check something off, and then it'll give you more options beneath. And I'd like to export basically whether you want customized, whether you want BGM on, and then specify the name of the BGM to play. But I guess that's fine. I'll just have a string. All right, let's do that. So export var BGM is this, save it. So now when I go to here, it asks me what BGM to put in there. We don't need a BGM now. Here we can just say like breathing, log, save, go to park center, don't need this, put that there, save, park entrance. Oh wait, this doesn't have one actually. This has, yeah, this doesn't have one. No, I need audio stream player normal, and that's just going to be playing this. There we go. Sounds filtered. Okay, so Park Center is playing this, Park Entrance is playing this. Alright. Let's see. Is that mentioned? This should be playing. Okay. Alright, I think we should be good. I think we should be good. Now all we gotta do is actually get this to work. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go to this. We're gonna say if BGM is not equal to blank. Well, okay. So what we want to do is, okay, for BGM in game audio dot get node music dot get children. So this gives all the BGM files firstly. All right, we'll just do it like this. Var music is this. Okay. All right, 4 files. Good. So now we want to go ahead and say if bgm.name is equal to file bgm file dot play. Else bgm file dot stop. All right, I feel like this might work. Let's see. Wait a second. And bgm file dot playing. Let's see. Okay, let's try this. Alright, so this didn't work. In short, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Oh, that's why. If this needs to be in here. Because play should basically be started. That's what it sounds like. Let's see if that's how it works. Yes! This is perfect. Finally. Alright. Wait, there was something else I wanted to do. Oh yeah, what's up with the audio there? Why is there's no no autoplay? There we go. Excellent. Let's do one more thing that I should have done, which is make the suited man larger. I feel like he should be tall. like really tall for some reason. Also, oh yeah, I went to also give him a shadow. So we'll do that, both of those things right here. Yeah, something like that. We'll do something like that. Let's see. Alright, so this should be pretty good, I think. This should be shaping up. His hitbox is so huge. I gotta fix that. Let's see. He's here. What is up with this hitbox? Let's see how this works. Alright, let's see here. That, two more. Okay, let's go to the events. This is for the... That's not bad, but at the same time, I feel like it was better. I feel like it's better to I feel like I like the photo better. Like the realistic, it was kind of unsettling to have like super pixel art, you know, graphics until you examine something, then it's like an actual photo essentially. P. Mendez says, how about keeping the umbrella man's head underneath the umbrella? I can only see his legs, body, and the umbrella. Let's see. Not bad. It turned out really well. This isn't playing music for some reason, though. Why isn't playing Work at Night? Let's see. Work at Night. Oh, oops. Oh, I see. Okay, well. Yeah. That's pretty... There we go. All right, this is good. This is better and better. It's getting pretty good. Let's see. Bond says, and thank you for the advice or the suggestion. P. Mendez definitely looks pretty good, I think, for the Umbrella Man. Bond says, I never thought to ask, but is this a horror adventure game? No, it's just kind of like a thriller, I guess you could say, or like a fear adventure game. Like it's not going to be very scary, but it's supposed to make you unsettled and kind of just like a constant tension of you don't know what will happen, and it's kind of unsettling. Dio Brando says, what color palette do you use? I use the one that comes with a sprite, which is this one, AAP Splendor 128. It's got a nice selection of colors. It's restricted, but it still gives you a few solid, basically, variations of each hue. But it's not like everything. Like there's not really a pure red. There's not really a pure yellow. This is kind of close for a pure yellow, but not quite. Everything is just like it's kind of a nice blend of each color and each variety of hues there. So it's good. I like this one. All right, I think I'm done. I'm tired, but I'm happy with the amount of progress we made. We did quite a bit today, and I'm gonna work even harder on this going forward. Yeah, definitely a lot done. Yeah, thank you. P. Mendez says looks pretty polished and playable so far. Definitely good to hear that. Hopefully it'll be good enough and polished enough. I'll be able to put out a demo maybe, so if I can get some basic feedback on how it looks, how it plays, possibly, or it'll just be done in a few weeks. Either one of those. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune. It's been real as usual, making games with Godot, and good old Godot. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to continue doing this, and this will be shaping up into something that's going to be impressive and interesting moving forward. So thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for everyone in the chat saying thanks for streaming as well. Definitely appreciate all of your support. If you want to see more, or rather, if you want to support my game development, please feel free to look in the description. Lots of stuff in there for you to peruse, like my SoundCloud, my Bandcamp, Steam, and itch.io pages. And thank you as always. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side, probably on Thursday this week in the evening.